waiting for you and me. They're waiting for us. I mean, you've heard of stories here of how people have managed to transform their lives. Some in 2 years, some in just months. And all of those at some point, they're on someone's contact list. They were simply prospects, inspired with what they've achieved, and it all began with someone somewhere along the way calling them, texting them. So being here, we are truly leading ourselves, and then we also have a responsibility to help so many other people out there. And I've been with Forever for 17 years right now, and it's very exciting. Wow. So young boy, now I'm a young man. Young, we never grow old in Forever. Any old person here? If there's any old person, come, we'll show you. We'll show you how you can go back to being, the young man or the young woman that you should actually be. So it has been an exciting 17 years with this company, fully focused. I've never tried any other business in those 17 years apart from Forever. We have put everything aside together with my wife that we've built the business 15 years. So if I've been in Forever for 17 years, whatever success that I have, 15 years, it was not just myself, it was me and her. Yes. And I might be the one seen more. Maybe I'm the driver of the business, but I tell people she's the engine. And without the engine, the driver is useless. Take the best driver and put that driver inside a Porsche which has got no engine. That driver is useless. So we've been building the business together for 15 years, and it has been an incredible journey. We both put aside our careers. I did computer science. I put it aside. I was employed for 9 months. I worked for Vodacom for 9 months. I did very well in my studies. Very well. So it was easy for me to get a job. I got a job while I was still studying. The Vodacom was like waiting for me. When are you gonna, finish your studies so that you can join us? So I was smart, honestly, smart in school, GPA 4.3. So school, I had the brains, and never in my life I had ever thought I would marry someone who is smarter than me. I never thought. But my wife is something else. I mean, literally, on her studies on high school, she was #1 in the country. So she has got the brains, that's for sure. And I tell her so many times, like, what? You make things so easy for me. You give me ideas and I go deliver them and I get all the clubs. And you told me this will be good for you. It has really, really helped me. And that's why I totally believe that whenever we are given a gift or potential, or it could be energy, it could be, there's something good about each and every one of us. And we have to make sure it impacts us and also impacts other people as well. Video, the Forever Welcome video. And I've watched that video probably thousands of times, because whenever I recruit someone, we always sit and watch it together. And my best sentence on that Forever, on the Welcome video, is from someone, I forgot actually his name. He said that if you've made up your mind to succeed, then you wouldn't have picked a better place to do it. If you've made up your mind to succeed. I understand there could be other things that you can do and succeed in life. There could be other things that you can do and make money. Maybe the money that you're making right now, maybe you have a colleague who is making the same money in something else. But if you've made up your mind to succeed, the best place to do it is in Forever, because it goes way beyond the money. It's gonna touch your heart. That I assure you. And that's why we go to business meetings and we cry in business meetings. People are used to only analyzing stuff in business meetings and quarrel and argue and debate, but people leave business meetings in Forever, crying. Because this is definitely beyond just the business. And all of us here, we have the potential to experience the best of forever. We have that potential. Whether we are going to tap into that potential or not, whether we are going to use that potential or not, it all lies to us 100%. We are the decision makers on that. We are the ones to decide how far we will go with this opportunity. I always like to relate forever to a buffet. You'll decide on the buffet table what you're going to pick. Some go to a buffet table and they pick the same things they eat at home. They pick pap. They pick the same type of. If I go to a buffet table, I'll first look for things that I've not tried before, right? And if we are in forever and it's like a buffet table, then let us think bigger so that we can try things we've never tried before. We can experience things we've never experienced before. And they say everything rises and falls on leadership. And at that point, I really want to ask you to join me in giving a massive, crazy, big round of applause to our CSM here. Because you want to move, not a small thing, you're trying to move a ship. And you cannot do it on your own. Yeah. And the people that you need to do it with, you cannot even force them to do it. Yeah. They are entrepreneurs. They are their own bosses. They join so that they can be their own bosses. They join so that they can feel like CEOs, so that they can feel like they have the full decisions of what they can do and what they cannot do, what time they should do it, and yet you need to be able to inspire those people that, guys, together, let us push this ship. It is not easy, I can assure you. Yes. So when you pray, don't forget her. Yeah. Don't forget her. It's not easy. And we will all get to experience that as we are building our business. And if we want to get to experience that, then it means we have not built big enough. As you are building your big business, you'll get to a point where every goal that you have, whatever it is you want to achieve, it doesn't just take you. It's you plus so many other people. And that's where sometimes the complexity and the challenge and the headaches of our business comes in. And that's why sometimes people choose to just settle for, you know what, I'm just going to retail and enjoy my profit. I mean, I don't want to deal with these people. I don't want to deal with these headaches. I don't want to deal with this. But you see, the bigger the challenges, the bigger the rewards. Yeah. You get to decide, do I want bigger rewards? And the thing is, everything that you are uncomfortable with right now, with time, you will be comfortable with it. Yeah. And then for us to achieve growth, we need to stretch ourselves. We need to be uncomfortable again. And then we'll get comfortable with that. If you get to do 10 push-ups today, maybe you can only do two push-ups, right? Maybe you can do one. Maybe you can't do one. You have to kneel and do something close to a push-up. It will get to a time where you can do 10 effortlessly. And then 20 effortlessly. It's through stretching. You stretch yourself. And we are all here because we believe we still have the potential to stretch ourselves. And that's why we've stretched ourselves to be here. I know you had to ditch out some things for you to be on this meeting. Maybe some of you had to lie to be here. Maybe you had to say you are going to a funeral that you had already gone. You had to stretch yourself to be here. And that's why it has to be worth it at the end of the day. And it can only be worth it if your presence here, you live with one or two things that you'll actually implement, and then they make a difference in your business. Then it will be worth it. Otherwise, it will be like watching a movie. You just feel good in the moment, and then that's it. Yeah. No impact. No impact in your life. No impact in the lives of the people around you. No impact. And whenever I get an opportunity to speak, I ask myself so many things. What should I talk about? What should the focus be? Is it just motivating each other? or should we go a step ahead and we talk about exactly what we can do so that we can be able to progress? And I think we need all that. We need the energy, we need the motivation, but we also need a bit of the direction. What is it that we should do? And then we also need to be reminded of why is it so important for us to do what actually not even what we are told to do, what we tell ourselves to do. You know, people succeeding forever, they don't succeed because they do what they are told to do. No, they succeed because they do what they have told themselves to do.
That's right.
And for us who were at the managers' convention, as the event was going on, we were making decisions. As the event was going on, solutions like, you know what, when I leave this room, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know? The same way, even up to this point, maybe you've already made some resolution, like, okay, when I leave this room, I will make sure I post on my page once a day. You are the one who has made that decision. Now, what will make you successful is simply doing the things that you've told yourself that you will do. Because there is a reason why out of the hundreds of things that were mentioned here, there is a reason why your brain and your heart picked that particular one. There is a reason. It could be the Holy Spirit, right?
Yeah.
If you don't believe so much in that, it could be the universe. But there's a reason why you picked that one. It's meant for you. It's for you to actually use. We all know the story in the Bible about people that were given talents, right? 1 talent, 3, 5. Now you being here on this room, you've been given something. Some have picked 5 things to do here. Some have picked 3. Some have picked 2. Some have picked 1. But you've been given. And sometimes you might feel like, just this one thing, is it really gonna make it? If you don't make use of that one thing, we all know what happened to the guy who did not use the talent that was given, right? We all know what happened. Even God likes people to take actions. Even God. You know, God, who is all about faith and belief, but still, he honors action. So definitely, we need to take actions. And if you talk about how you can be able to grow to whatever levels that you want, there could be hundreds or maybe thousands of tips and things. But I'll put them in 3 main categories. 1, you need a binoculars. You need a binoculars. You need to see where you're going. You need to have long-term vision of where you're going. This will help you to remain focused in the business long term. If you don't have this, there will always be another opportunity that looks a little bit easier. There will always be another opportunity that looks like, hey, this is much more trendy. This is the thing. It's a new thing. So if I go in now, when you don't have the long-term vision, when you don't have this, you cannot invest in yourself. I mean, why bother investing in yourself massively? Why bother pay to go for the SOAR to Ego convention? Why bother pay if I'm just looking for a few extra runs? But if you know that my goal is to reach there, and where you cannot even see with your own eyes, you need a binoculars, then you'll know how you are today, the skills you have today, even the belief you have today, it's not enough to get you there. It's not enough. That's why you need to keep adding on to it. You need to keep adding on to it. You know, I always tell people, like, I don't trust myself. I don't want to trust myself that I can set goals and I can work on my own and reach there. No. I want to believe that I can also be discouraged. I want to believe that I can also lose focus. I want to believe that I can also be so disappointed to the point that I can say, I'm not going to continue. I want to believe that so that I make sure I don't take it for granted that I need to work on myself. That, you know what, Enos, no matter what you've achieved, no matter what you've experienced, no matter how long you've been in the business, you can still get knocked down. So don't trust yourself so much. So we need to have the binoculars. The second thing you need to have is a magnifying glass. You need to know, where am I going to step today? If I just have my goals, my 5-year goals, my 3-year goals, maybe my 1-year goal. Maybe for you, you are, and you know binoculars are different. Maybe those special military ones, maybe they can see, I don't know, 5-10 kilometers maybe. And then we have the cheap ones from Pick and Pay, which can only make you see here and there, right? But maybe even without that one, you'll still not be able to see clearly. At the end of the day, without knowing, where do I start today? You'll hear a training here. Wilbert has trained us about social media. And your binoculars might work very well and see, wow, I'm going to be a social media guru just like Wilbert. And then right away, you start to ask yourself, wait a minute, can I really post 5 times a day? Can I do broadcasts 2-3 times a week? Can I run ads? Can I do that? Can I do that? You look at all that bunch of things that need to be done, and right away you say, let me just stick with my activities that I'm used to, guys. So you need to also have the maybe it's a skill. The skill to know, where do I start? Doesn't matter how far I want to go, I need to know, where do I put my first steps. If it's building a business, if it's losing weight, whatever it is. Thirdly, you need the helmet. You need the helmet to protect you, to protect your mind, to protect your energy, to protect your belief, to not stain your conviction. You need the helmet. And sometimes we build a business and we forget about this part. It's like we throw ourselves out there with no shield, with no protection. Don't overtrust yourself. You will still be disappointed to the point you can even give up yourself.
That's right.
Sometimes the helmet might be to simply stay away from certain people.
Yes.
And sometimes it's people that are close to you.
Yeah.
You don't need to hate anybody, but you can learn who you should spend 1 minute with them, who you can spend a day with them, who you can spend a week with them. And that goes for everybody around you. It even goes to your team. It goes to your fellow FBOs. It goes to the community, sometimes even your family. It's only trouble when it's your spouse, then it's trouble. The best thing you can do is when you get home, don't talk business. If forever comes in at the topic, straight away, change it, because you know where the direction will go, right? How is your forever business? It's good, by the way. Did you check the keys? You don't want to, don't believe that, no, I can handle it. This one is my spouse, no matter what they say. No. Sometimes you need to be away from certain people. When I joined, most of my close friends, close friends, not only did they reject to join, but they also strongly advised me not to continue with the business. With evidence. I still remember one of the guys was in the UK and I'm in Tanzania. So automatically I feel inferior to him. He's in the UK, I'm in Tanzania. So this guy is exposed, this guy knows more, this guy, so whatever he says is probably, it has more truth than what I say, probably. And then he started to give me evidence of his friend, his roommate in the UK who joined a network marketing company. Then he started to explain, you know what, this guy used to stand on corridors, stopping people trying to sell these products, and right now I'm with him in my room and these products are still here. Now, For me, that is negative energy, right? Yeah. Now I don't need to throw myself into that negative energy. I stay away. Now you can stay away idle. Because an idle mind is still the devil's workshop, right? So the only way to stay away is to truly, truly be unavailable. You don't need to say no, that I can come to a certain, maybe there's a party somewhere, you know, as we are building our business, we need to say no to a lot of parties. Now, it won't really help you to grow your business if you say no to a party and you're at home sleeping. Still it won't say, it won't really help you. If you're building the business part-time, if it's a custom maybe in your office that, okay, during lunchtime we go eat together. And you feel like you staying with them, they are eating with them, is negative, right? Maybe what they say, what they talk about, you know, pulls you backwards a little bit in your business. Then you are not supposed to be there, but also you shouldn't be just in the office on your own eating there. I don't want to be on that negative. I should be building my business. So we need these three. We need these three. And we'll go a little bit deep on them. So the first question is, we need to know, where are we going? Where are you going? And for me, this is one of the, I would say, tricky parts to talk about, because right now, we are all in different levels right now. We are all on different CC levels right now. So when we talk about where are you going, it's about you making a decision, where are you going, from where you are right now. And it's very, very important to recognize where you are right now. And then ask yourself, how do I move from where I am to the level that I want to be, or to whatever that I want to achieve from where I am right now. We all have different energy to push. Sometimes it's time. Maybe with the time that you can get for your business, maybe you can't grow to manager in 2 months. If right now in February you're a supervisor, maybe you can't be manager in April. The time to build a manager business in 2 months, maybe you don't have that. So it's important for you to know that for me, someone mentioned that I'll be manager and was asked when. One said this month, another one said after 3 months. Now, the fact is, the person that said this month, if that person achieves manager, fantastic, right? And also even the one that said after 3 months, if that person achieves manager, it is still fantastic. So it's better for you to know, am I finishing this month, the coming month, after 3 months, after 4 months, after 5 months? It's important for you to know, so that you can own that journey. So that it's not a plan that was shared by someone. You know, this is my journey to manager. These are the steps that I've committed to take to get me to manager. It's important for you to know, where are you going? Super, super important. And if you are not yet a manager, then the first major goal for you has to be to smash manager.
That's right.
Now, if you are an assistant supervisor right now, then the first core rank for you to smash is supervisor. You know, supervisor is our most important rank in Forever.
That's right.
And if you build your business thinking about creating supervisors, you'll end up creating managers.
Yeah.
If I'm an assistant supervisor and I want to go manager, 2 things. I can do 25 CCs on my name. Forever allows you to buy 25 CCs on your name. And then I can get 12 CCs from one person in my team. That would be about 37 CCs, right? If you do about 37.5 CC in 4 months, you will be a manager. So you can be a manager with one person in your team doing 12.5 and you doing 25. Not exciting, right? Because you know for sure I'll get to manager, but I'll not arrive where I want to go. But if you shift your mind and say, okay, if I'm an assistant supervisor right now, let me get to supervisor. And as I'm going for supervisor, I'm looking for people in my team that can also go to supervisor. So that if I'm smashing supervisor, and if I'm having 3 legs going to supervisor, I'm building a very stable manager business. So if you think about supervisor position, and I'm talking about supervisor because I know we have assistant supervisors here, right? And it's important for you to make a goal that you need to smash manager definitely before this year ends. Whether it's going to be November, it's going to be October, it's going to be September, you will decide. You will decide the journey that you want to take. But make sure whatever that you decide is the journey that you can commit to. Sometimes when you look at your goals, they scare you a little bit, and that's okay. It's very okay to have goals that scare you a little bit. It's very okay to have goals that give you, some sleepless nights. It's very okay. The most important thing is you have owned those goals, that this is my journey. This is how I'm going to grow to the level that I want to be at. I'll give examples. So let's say this is February, right? This is February. And this will confirm that no one here should allow 20 to, sorry? Oh, it's small.
Maybe if you can move the board closer.
Oh, I move it closer.
It's the projector light.
That's it, right? So this is February.